Welcome to Coin Explorer, where small objects reveal powerful stories when we truly slow down and observe them closely. Imagine holding a 2005 United States 5-cent coin in your palm right now. At first, it feels ordinary, something you may have seen countless times without ever giving it a second thought. But today is different, because today we are not rushing. Today we are paying attention to every tiny detail. This coin is not just metal, it carries history, movement, and silent moments from the past. The more you look, the more it begins to feel alive, almost as if it has something important waiting to be discovered. On the front side of this coin, you see the calm and thoughtful profile of Thomas Jefferson. His face appears steady, almost frozen in time, yet full of meaning. The phrase, "In God we trust," curves above, while the word liberty rests nearby, like a quiet statement of identity. Just below, the year 2005 marks its place in history. Every small scratch and surface detail tells a story of movement through hands and places. This side feels personal, almost human, as if Jefferson himself is silently observing everything around him, reminding us that even the simplest objects can carry deep historical connections across generations. Now, turn the coin over and the entire feeling changes instantly before your eyes. A powerful American buffalo stands firmly, grounded with strength and presence that cannot be ignored. The design feels bold, almost alive, as if it represents something much larger than itself. Around it, United States of America create a strong frame, while E pluribus unum quietly speaks of unity. At the bottom, 5 cents defines its simple everyday purpose, yet the image itself feels far greater than its value. It captures a sense of endurance, reminding us of a time when nature and strength shaped the identity of a nation. This design was not chosen randomly, and that is what makes this coin even more interesting to explore deeply. In 2005, this buffalo image returned as part of a special historical series meant to reconnect people with the past. It was a temporary design, not permanent, which gives it a unique feeling of purpose. It acts like a bridge between different moments in time. When you look at it, you are not just seeing a coin, but a deliberate reminder of history being brought back to life. That temporary presence makes it stand out, creating a sense that this coin exists for a meaningful reason. Think about how many hands this coin may have passed through over the years without anyone noticing its story. From busy stores to quiet pockets, from daily purchases to forgotten drawers, it has traveled silently. Every exchange added another invisible layer to its journey. Coins like this witness life without ever being seen as important, yet they are always present, always moving, always existing within human moments. This particular coin has likely been part of thousands of interactions, each one small but real. When you think about it this way, it becomes more than currency. It becomes a silent observer of everyday life. In the world of coin collecting, even the smallest detail can completely change how a coin is viewed and appreciated. A tiny variation, a different mint mark, or an unusual condition can suddenly make something feel rare. Most coins remain exactly as they are, simple and common, but occasionally one stands out in a way that captures attention. It may not look different at first glance, but under closer inspection, something unique appears, and that is what creates curiosity. It's not always about obvious differences, but subtle ones, and those small differences are what make collectors look deeper, searching for something unexpected. There are moments in collecting where certain coins gain extraordinary attention due to very specific and rare circumstances. In those unusual cases, discussions sometimes mention extremely high figures, even reaching levels like $68 million. These situations are not typical and do not apply to everyday coins found in circulation. Instead, they represent rare combinations of uniqueness, condition, and collector demand coming together. The idea itself is what captures imagination. It reminds people that even something small can hold unexpected potential under the right conditions. And that thought alone is enough to make anyone pause and look twice at a simple coin. This sense of possibility changes how we see ordinary things around us in ways we may not expect at all. Suddenly, a simple coin is no longer a coin. It becomes a question waiting for an answer. What if there's more to it than what we see on the surface? That curiosity is what drives people to explore deeper. It creates excitement, not because of guaranteed outcomes, but because of the unknown. Even if nothing unusual is found, the process itself becomes rewarding. It teaches us to observe, to question, and to appreciate details that would otherwise go completely unnoticed in everyday life. Take another close look at the fine details on this coin and notice how carefully everything has been created. The lettering is sharp, the buffalo design is textured, and Jefferson's profile is smooth yet defined. These features are not accidental. They are the result of precise craftsmanship and thoughtful design. Every line has purpose. Every curve has intention. Even after years of circulation, many of these details can still remain visible. That durability shows the quality behind its creation. It reminds us that even everyday objects are made with care, and when we slow down enough, we begin to truly appreciate that effort. Over time, however, every coin begins to change in ways that reflect its journey through the world around it. The shine may fade, edges may soften, and small marks may appear across its surface. These changes are not flaws. They are signs of life. They show that the coin has been used, carried, and experienced real moments. In a way, those imperfections add character. They make each coin slightly different from another. Instead of reducing its importance, they enhance its story. Because a coin that has lived through time carries something far more meaningful than one that has never been touched. Collectors often focus on condition, rarity, and demand when discussing coins, but there's something deeper beyond those factors. Holding a coin like this creates a connection to history that feels real and immediate. It's a reminder that this object existed before this moment and will continue to exist long after this. That sense of continuity is powerful. It connects different generations through something simple yet lasting. Even a small 5-cent coin can carry that connection across time. And when you realize that, it changes how you see not just coins, but the passage of time in everyday life. Imagine finding this exact coin unexpectedly during a normal day without searching for anything special at all. It could appear in your change, in an old container, or hidden somewhere you forgot. At first, it might seem completely unimportant, but then something shifts in your perspective. You begin to notice its details, its design, its story. That simple moment becomes meaningful, not because of its monetary value, but because of what it represents. It becomes a reminder that extraordinary ideas can exist within ordinary objects. And sometimes all it takes is a single moment of attention to completely change how we see things. This is why coins continue to capture attention across different generations without losing their appeal or sense of mystery. They exist in a unique space between history, art, and everyday function. The 2005 Buffalo nickel represents that balance perfectly. It's familiar enough to feel ordinary, yet detailed enough to feel special. It doesn't demand attention, but it rewards those who give it time. That quiet presence is what makes it powerful. It reminds us that value is not always about numbers or rarity, but about the stories and connections hidden within something we might otherwise overlook completely. The next time you come across a coin like this, pause for a moment instead of moving past it quickly. Hold it, observe it, and think about its journey through time. Consider where it may have been and how many people have interacted with it before you. Even if it remains a simple 5-cent coin in everyday use, it still carries meaning beyond that number. It represents history, movement, and human connection in its purest form. That understanding changes everything, because once you begin to see these details, you realize that nothing is truly as ordinary as it first appears. At the end of this journey, what remains is not just information, but a new way of seeing simple things around you. This 2005 Buffalo nickel may be small, but its story is not limited by its size. It represents history, craftsmanship, and curiosity combined into one object. And as you move forward, that perspective stays with you. The next time you hold a coin, you won't just see metal. You'll see a story waiting quietly beneath the surface. And that awareness turns even the smallest object into something meaningful, something worth noticing, and something impossible to ignore completely.